Yeah, I vaguely try to remember what happened back in middle school. I'm trying to recall the memories. I have there's strong memories associated in my brain, where others are kind of weak. The only thing that there's a couple of things that I remember back in middle school was when I was in sixth grade. I was more like, eh, I was like a kid, right? And seventh grade, as you get to know the school, you change, right? Because the circumstances change you. I guess people, um, what was it? What was that word? Puberty. I don't know if I ever hit puberty, but boy, I hate hair. Every time I see hair on my chin, I would shave it. It's like fuck hair. Well, fuck you. I'm gonna get rid of you. Um, Now, regardless whether people think having hair make you a man, I don't give a shit. For me, I don't care about if it make you a man or not. It's only your action that make you a man. It doesn't have facial hair to make you a man or not. But that's my opinion, and it's gonna piss people off. It's my opinion. Um, so back in middle school, I think getting into fights just because someone shout fighting, I think that's the stupidest thing I've ever done. Um, I remember there was on the bus, it's like fight, fight. So I jump and fight this guy. What's the point of doing that? I think that's social pressure. But the horrible fight I ever had was terrible, and I wish that didn't happen, but it happened. You know. And there are a couple of things that, man, I remember. Holy shit! There was one incident in the morning. I remember in the morning that there was um, a fight. There was a fight in the morning in the cafeteria in middle school, right? And so they would fight, and dude, they had blood. They had fucking blood, and I saw that shit. And I remember back in high school, one of my neighbors punched somebody, uh, I guess a freshman newbie, and they were bleeding or something, and they like go, guys, like, God damn, brutal, man, these guys. I remember a lot of things that happened, and the harsh in eighth grade. So from being peaceful to I like to back in what was it? I think seventh grade. That's where they had Spider Man, the with Tommy McGuire came out, and wow, I remember my crush. She told me not to curse. I was like, oh shit. I still remember that. I still remember that shit. She said cursing is bad. I was like, oh, okay. It's not that I see. I'm a nice person. It's just that I love cursing just because it's a habit. But over the years, I noticed that my uh the not temperature, what's it, temperament they say? I don't know. So I don't know which grade was it in, but I remember there was one incident that happened in my life that I wish it didn't happen, and it was really back in it was in the boy locker room in the gym, and because we were on a in the main, what was it, not main gym, is in the gym where we had to sit on the bench to watch people play was it basketball. And I remember my friend missed the shot, right? And I was like, damn, he missed the shot. What happened? What ended up happening was I told him, you missed the shot in the locker room in the gym. I still remember, and he got angry at me at that, and we start fighting. I was like, and I think we got in trouble for that. I was like, why the fuck we had to fight at this pointless fight? And I think we were like fighting and hitting the locker. I can't remember. And then I remember also one incident. I remember there was one gym teacher. We were in like some weight room or something. I don't know what room. I think weight room training or something. And I had, because I always had like, it's a habit of mine that whenever I draw or any pen or pencil, I usually stick the pencil in my ear because I think it's comfortable and I think it's a holder for pen. Like my ear, yo, that shit has many fuck. Look, most people like, do things with their ears, but I put pen in my ear, like not in it, but on the like the side or something, right? And I remember the teacher's like, Johnny, take away, take away the pen off your ear. I was like, what do you mean? It's who I am. And then he's like, who you are? What do you mean? And I was like, but it's who I am. And he's like, no, just take it out. I was like, wow, what the type of mother. And no, I think he was cool, not mother. I was thinking out loud. So back in, I remember the cafeteria. The best lunch would be steak and cheese. I think they have. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot. There's vegan on my YouTube channel, so I'm sorry about that. So I don't think I would delete that. So I mean that's what I grew up with, so I can't do anything about it. But since they're vegans, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so um, let me see. I'm trying to think. Back in eighth grade, right? I think I would become what I call a bitch, right? I what I do is when anybody try to try to like do something to me, I just like give them a death glare, right? So they don't have to like it's like fucking toughen up, right? It's like who you think you are, huh? I can beat your ass. I was like, I can kick your ass. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And I remember there was this one kid. We would fight, and then they would have to separate us in the hallway. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, I remember either in seventh grade or eighth grade. I remember they had what in English class, special education. I was trying to do like a fucking run on the wall thing, right? Like just run on the wall, and I got in trouble for running on the wall, like fucking side. And the teacher's like, "Don't run on the wall." I got in trouble for that. And I remember back in the eighth grade hallway, I would run in the hallway. I remember my science teacher said, "Don't run in the hallway." It's like, why can't I run in the hallway? It's like, why not? You know? Oh god, those memories, man. And what else memories that I had? Um, those. Oh yeah. So in the morning, either lunchtime when I went out, no, when we about to go back to class. So I think I hold like onto like stool or something. Not like, it's like a seat, for the table or something. I don't know what it called, but I kind of like hop, like hold on to it, and then what ended up happening is, that ended up twisting my knee, and ever since that, I twist my knee and it suck. And I remember back in middle school, they would have like cicadas, and I remember my friend would say like 7 years from now, where would have been? Well, I have no clue what I would have been doing. Man, I would have been like, I don't know where I would have been if you told me. So I would say that I think eighth grade would been, I guess, okay, rough year, because I remember my counselor, she would tell me tell me if I don't pass this, I won't um graduate from middle school, so I can go to, I guess, quote unquote high school. But she used reverse psychology, I guess, on me and say, "Oh, you're failing because I skipped too much school." It's a habit that I developed. Um, but would I wonder? I'm trying to think. The most funnest place would be art class. They would have an art class. I would love it, but I wouldn't be. I would be there, but I wouldn't be there. Um, it was a fun time. I'm trying to remember. They had they had. I'm trying to remember. I remember that I would be late to going to school, so I would walk all the way to school. Though it would be annoying, I don't even know why would I did that. I did that back in high school too. Though I don't want to. Now I don't. It's pointless, right? I think I did went to back. I walked all the way. I think last year or the last year I went to walk to high school just to talk to the special education teacher. But since they have mass shootings, they're like fucking securities and fucking. It's hard to like. It's not as easy as it was a long time ago. A long time ago, you can just go straight in. Like you don't need no card or password or anything like that. Now you have to like go into the and they're afraid. Like you can see the tremendous fear that people have, like adults, because they don't want to get shot or killed. Because for some odd reason, Americans are fucking twist up now. Like they are psychotic, and somehow we need to understand these individuals that are doing these things, terrible things. Either they're probably hating their life or something is terribly wrong inside, not just their mind, but in their heart, or it's something that's very eerie. And I think that they're using this to either lash out or something. We must understand why are they doing these type of terrible things, and we must address these issues. Otherwise, it will keep happening because every time people put these things on the news, mass shootings, you're gonna hear about them and nobody doing about anything. And so, innocent people are getting killed, kids, because they are killing uh, our future. Because the kids are our future, right? Kids grow up to be, what are the technology scientists, some important role that they might bring. Just like the Terminator, right? We don't know who, like John Connor. He was supposed to be the savior of mankind, but in Terminator Geyser, he was evil. He was fucked up, and then his parents had to kill him, or he tried to kill his parents. I try to understand that because he tried to kill Kyle Reese, his father. So it's saddening that these things happen, and that somehow American people gotta step up and try to figure out how to understand these individuals. Otherwise, it would keep happening. People live are at stake, and people are gonna die. That is the horrible truth, right? And no, even though I would say no martial art, no kung fu would do it because they're using guns. Um, unless no, because I remember this is a separate topic. I can't. Um, but something must change. I don't know what it is, but these horrible things are happening to America because I know most Americans are living and they're scared. You can see within their eyes. You can see the people who are uh, in the school. They're scared as crap. You can see it. They're afraid. That's all I got today. Um, though. Oh yeah, back in trade or boarding school, I remember there would be intense fights, like from uh, B-more to Philly to what was it, DC, and I was like, bro, what is the point of? It's just a fucking state. Look, I don't care what it is. I'm not gonna represent. It's like this, right? Just I'm Asian, right? I remember my friend, because I was so used to diversity back in trade or boarding school. I would say a lot of things that, well, kind of offend people. And since I'm Asian and I'm allowed to say Asians like the stupidest shit joke for Asian people, and I would say like, I remember when I went back home, I was like, man, fucking Asians, man, and he would get pissed at me because he's Asian. I was like, whoa, how could you get pissed at me if you're Asian? I'm Asian too, right? It's like, anyway, um, but the way that people fight are ridiculous back in trade or boarding school, right? They would fight because of the state they're in. Like, why would you care if you're fucking? I don't give a. I don't care if you're fucking representing B more or DC, and it's like, oh, I should care. No, what? Who cares? This is a fucking state. And so they would like fucking, and then what ended up happening is they end up like getting kicked out, and I see this over and over again every time they would get into fights. It's like, dude, this is like would be pointless fights. And so I would just stand there. I was like, why are you guys like? There would be a whole bunch of people like fucking coming out like everywhere, and they were fighting. I was like, wow, this is crazy. I remember one time there was I think the teacher told me that there were Vietnamese people that was in trade or boarding school, and he said that these Vietnamese people were beating up, no offense of any race, black people. They took off their slippers. I was like, what the fuck? Wow, Vietnamese people are aggressive, huh? I was like, okay, all right, I'm gonna step that way. Um, so yeah. So, and also trade or boarding school, you can't let anybody be your bitch either, because I had so many incidents that people tried to make me their bitch. Not like that. I'm talking about like they try to order me to get something, and I was like, whoa, I'm not here to do something for you. You go get it yourself. And I had to stand up for myself many times. I remember the day that pissed me off the most was this guy, because I just came out from the kitchen and I got like green tea or something, and it was my favorite. So I would go and this guy's like, "Yo, can you go get me one?" I was like, "No," and I was like, "Can you buy me one?" "No," and I was like, "Can?" I was like, "No," and he like start like saying something, and I got pissed, and yeah, I got really pissed. Yeah, people do that to you. But you have to deal with them, right? You have to deal with them. That's my thoughts for today. My thoughts of back or the good old days, right? Back in middle school. My thoughts, my past. Damn.